Learn English with simple yet effective English podcast and practice with PDFs in each lesson.
Hello and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and today we have an exciting episode that will help you speak English more fluently and confidently. If you've ever struggled with speaking English or felt nervous while talking, this episode is just for you.
That's right, Jason. Hi everyone, I'm Julia, and today we're going to share the top 10 best tips for better English speaking. These tips will help you improve your fluency, pronunciation, and confidence step by step.
And the best part? You can start using these tips right away.
Yes. So whether you're a beginner or someone looking to polish your speaking skills, stay with us till the end. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes.
And hey, we'd love to hear from you. As you listen, think about which tip helps you the most, and let us know in the comments or reviews. Shall we get started?
Absolutely.
First, let's talk about why speaking English well is so important in everyday life. Before we dive into the top 10 tips, let's take a moment to talk about why this skill really matters. Many learners focus on grammar and vocabulary, but still feel nervous when it's time to speak. Julia, why do you think English speaking skills matter so much?
Great question, Jason. English is the most widely spoken language in the world. Whether you're traveling, studying, or working, being able to speak English confidently opens up so many opportunities. Imagine you're in an airport and need to ask for directions, or you're in a job interview where English is required. Strong speaking skills make all the difference.
Absolutely. English is the global language for business, technology, and even social media. If you can speak fluently, you can connect with people from different countries, make international friends, and even work in an English-speaking company.
And what about people who don't plan to travel? Do they still need to focus on speaking?
Great point. Even if you never leave your country, speaking English well can still be a huge advantage. Many companies require English communication skills. Plus, if you want to learn from top courses, books, or YouTube videos, most of them are in English.
Exactly. And let's not forget the power of confidence. When you can express yourself clearly, you feel more confident in social situations. You don't have to worry about making mistakes or feeling stuck when talking.
Right. So if you're listening and thinking, I want to speak better English, but I don't know how to start, don't worry. We've got 10 powerful tips coming up that will help you improve step by step. Ready for the first tip, Julia?
Let's do it.
Tip 1 is one of the most important ones. Speak every day. Let's talk about why daily practice is the key to fluency.
Yes. If you want to improve your English speaking skills, the best way is to actually speak as much as possible.
Julia, why do you think daily speaking practice is so powerful?
Because practice makes progress. Many learners focus on grammar and vocabulary but don't actually practice speaking. Think about it. If you want to get better at playing a sport, do you just read about it? No, you have to play the game. It's the same with English. You have to speak it every day.
Exactly. And here's the good news. You don't need a partner to practice. You can talk to yourself in English. For example, describe what you're doing. I'm making coffee now. I'm adding sugar. It smells good. Just say what you think in English.
I love that idea. And if you're shy, you can speak in front of a mirror. Look at yourself and pretend you're having a conversation. This helps with confidence and pronunciation.
Julia, do you remember the first time you tried speaking a new language?
Oh, yes. I was really nervous. But the more I practiced, the more comfortable I became. And guess what? Nobody expects you to be perfect. The goal is communication, not perfection. And here's a fun challenge for our listeners. Try to speak English for just 5 minutes every day. Talk about your day, your plans, or even what you see around you. The more you speak, the faster you improve.
Great challenge. So remember, speak every day, even if it's just to yourself. Now, Let's move on to tip 2. Think in English. This will make speaking much easier.
All right, now that we've talked about speaking every day, let's move on to thinking in English. This tip is a game changer. If you can think in English, speaking becomes so much easier. Why do you think this is such an important skill? Because most learners translate from their native language to English in their heads, and that slows them down. When you think in English directly, you don't have to pause and translate. You can just speak naturally.
That's so true. I remember when I was learning a new language, I always translated in my head. It made speaking slow and stressful. But once I started thinking in the language, it became much easier.
Jason, how can someone start thinking in English?
Good question. Start simple. Begin with single words. For example, when you see an apple, don't think of the word in your native language. Just say apple in your mind. Then move to short sentences like, "That's a big apple." "I want to eat an apple."
That's a great way to train your brain. And here's another tip. At the end of the day, describe your day in English. For example, today I woke up early, I had breakfast, I went to work. Even if you don't say it out loud, just thinking in English will boost your fluency.
Yes. And here's a fun exercise for everyone listening. Pick an object near you and describe it in English. This is a chair. It is brown. It is made of wood. This helps you practice without needing anyone else.
I love that. So remember, stop translating and start thinking in English. It might feel hard at first, but with practice, it becomes natural.
Now, let's move on to tip 3. Listen and imitate. This is one of my favorite ways to improve speaking skills.
Yes. Now that we've talked about thinking in English, this next tip is powerful. Listen and imitate. It's one of the fastest ways to improve pronunciation, fluency, and natural speaking. What do we mean by listen and imitate? It simply means you listen to how native speakers talk and then copy them. It's just like how babies learn language. They don't study grammar first. They listen, then repeat.
Exactly. And the best part? You can do this with podcasts, movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos. Find a speaker you like, listen carefully, and try to repeat what they say. Copy their pronunciation, tone, and rhythm.
Here's a great exercise. It's called shadowing. It means listening to a sentence and saying it at the same time as the speaker. For example, if you're watching a movie, pause after a short sentence and repeat it, trying to sound exactly like the actor.
That's a powerful technique. And if you want a fun way to practice, try learning English songs. Singing helps with pronunciation and rhythm. Plus, it's more enjoyable.
Oh, I love that. And don't forget, mimicking real conversations helps too. If you listen to English speakers and repeat how they say things, you'll sound more natural over time.
So to summarize, listen to native speakers, podcasts, movies, or songs. Repeat after them. Copy their pronunciation and tone. Practice shadowing. Speak at the same time as the speaker.
Well, Jason, when you speak, you might not notice small pronunciation mistakes or things you say too quickly. But when you listen to a recording of yourself, you hear everything clearly. It's like having your own personal coach.
Exactly. You can pick up on things like whether you're using the right intonation or if you're pausing at the right places. It's a great way to improve your fluency and accuracy.
And it's not just about fixing mistakes. Recording yourself also helps you track your progress. When you listen to a recording from a month ago, you'll notice how much better your speaking has become.
That's a great point, Julia. And the best part? You don't need fancy equipment. You can just use your smartphone or computer.
Yes, just talk about anything. Your day, your hobbies, or even give a short speech in English.
Here's another trick. Play your recording and try to improve it. If you notice you rushed a sentence, try recording it again, but slower and clearer. It's all about continuous improvement.
So to summarize, record yourself speaking, talk about anything. Listen for pronunciation mistakes and areas to improve. Track your progress over time.
Now we're getting into tip 7. Ask for feedback. This is such an important step in improving your English speaking skills.
Great question, Jason. When you're learning to speak a language, it's hard to notice your own mistakes. Feedback from others gives you a fresh perspective and helps you see areas for improvement you might not even realize.
Exactly. And feedback doesn't have to come from a teacher. You can ask friends, family, or even language exchange partners to listen to you and share their thoughts. It's a great way to identify patterns in your speech that might need attention.
Yes, and don't be afraid to ask for specific feedback. For example, could you help me with my pronunciation? Did I use the right word here? Being specific helps you get more useful feedback.
And don't forget to accept feedback with an open mind. It's easy to get defensive, but remember, the goal is to improve, and feedback is a valuable tool to help you do just that.
Exactly. And here's a bonus tip. Ask for positive feedback too. Knowing what you did well can boost your motivation and build your confidence. So to summarize, ask for feedback from people who are good at English. Be specific about what you want help with. Be open to constructive criticism. It will help you grow.
Now let's move to tip 8. Use English in real situations. It's one thing to practice in a classroom, but using English in real-life situations is a total game changer.
That's such a good point, Jason. When you use English in real life, you connect theory with practice. You actually experience real conversation. Challenges like understanding different accents, responding quickly, and using vocabulary in real contexts.
Exactly. And the beauty of it? It builds your confidence. For example, if you order food at a restaurant in English, or talk to someone on the phone, you're immersing yourself in the language. You start feeling comfortable in real conversations.
Yes, and the best part? You don't have to wait for the perfect situation. Even at the grocery store, you can practice by speaking with the cashier or a clerk. Small, everyday moments are perfect chances to use English naturally.
Absolutely. You can also use language exchange apps where you chat with native speakers and practice English in real conversations. This helps you get used to different speaking styles and accents.
And don't be afraid of making mistakes. Real-life conversations will challenge you, but that's where real growth happens. The more you use English in these situations, the more fluent and confident you'll become. So to summarize, use English in daily situations. Order food, ask for directions, or have small chats. Take advantage of language exchange apps to practice with native speakers. Embrace mistakes as part of the learning process. Real conversations are the best way to improve.
Okay, so it is enough for today's podcast. What do you think, Julia?
Yeah, I think today we have covered so much.
Thanks for tuning in, and wait for the next episode. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe and like. Bye.